Okay, guys. We had to switch to StreamYard, and now I've got to send a link to everybody. Lady Justice, if you can hear this, the link, I've already emailed it to you. Now I've emailed it to myself. That means I've got to... That's reading that? Okay, yeah, I'm going to copy this link, and I'm going to start sending this to my guest. Make sure, guest, as you come up, you do not have YouTube on, please. Solo, here comes yours. Lady, I sent yours to your email. Andy, here comes yours. Yin Yang, I sent you yours. Dr. Sean, here comes yours. We can only have 6 people. If we get more than 6, we'll take turns. Okay? Hey, guys, thanks for coming in. Sorry, Restream was acting crazy. We're going to try to do this. Lady Justice, in fact, you can stay out for a minute. Let's see if we can get these other people in here. Is there anybody I didn't send the link to? I sent it to Solo. I sent it to Live Free or Die. I sent it to Andy, Dr. Sean, Yin Yang. Let's send it to Chuck. He wants to come on later. Guys, if you've been invited to the show, you don't even have to come up right now. I need Andy right now. And Yin Yang, if you want to come on up. And lady, you can come up for now at least. Come on up for a minute, lady. Hey, Gio, baby. Okay, if you want to link, we switched to StreamYard. YouTube. This shouldn't be broadcasting on Facebook. Continue with YouTube. Yeah, continue with YouTube. And here's Dr. Sean. We got him joining us.
How you doing there, folks?
Hello, Dr. Sean.
Yeah. So how you doing this evening?
Good. Had a little bit of technical difficulties.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
it happens a lot of times. Technology is supposed to make things easier, but it seems like it makes things harder.
Supposed to, yeah. So hopefully, I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad we had a whole house full of people, didn't we? Well, you got there in the beginning. In the end, we had 6 people, or what was it? We had whatever the limit is on StreamYard, Restream. But I think it was an overload for my computer.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll drop back in whenever things get settled out.
Yeah, okay, we got Live Free or Die. And now I'd like to get Andrew up here. And Solo can come on up too if he wants to. Lady, if you want to just hang back for a minute, that's fine.
Hey, Lady Justin.
So just real quick, y'all can hear me, right?
Yes, we can. We're live
Perfect.
too. We are live.
Perfect.
Everybody, this is Live Free or Die Cop Watch. He's one of our newer activists, and he's down in that area. The PUNTA GORDA. In fact, while we're waiting on Andrew, we're going to show an old clip. And I got to think, first of all, I want to go over some rules, not really rules, but just some conversations. Like one thing I want to mention is that in the thumbnail, you will see that, catch you later's in the thumbnail. We didn't know when we worked with him, and what's happened. Can you mute when you're doing that, please, Melissa? Thank you.
Absolutely.
We don't, so that's, and still his rights were violated. Whatever happened in the past happened. So we're not getting into that. This is a serious, long-going thing and we've got Mr. Sheets here, and there's other people that know that's went through it for years, and that's why I'm going to show, and we got armed fishermen come in. Hello, yes, and these people wanted to kill the armed fishermen. We're live already, baby. Okay, all right. So, in fact, we don't even have to show no footage. Andrew, why don't you just start by telling people? Lady, try to come up here with us too, honey. Why don't you start? Or maybe we got everybody we can have. I think we did. Maybe not. Okay, why don't you start by telling us just from the beginning what the hell's been going on in this place?
For some reason, it's doing it through my headphones. I have no idea why.
Really?
What a mess.
Okay. Well, anybody else want to start off speaking about the Port of Gorda stuff, or do y'all want me to show some footage?
Just real quick, I'll share a little insight of what I've dealt with personally. honestly, it all started. I had first met Andrew Sheets. He honestly is the one who got me into this, really woke me up to the true tyranny. I used to be, honestly, I'm going to keep it real. I used to back the blue. I highly regret it because it's always been black the blue until it happens to you. And honestly, it's all started when I was just doing free speech. I was protesting against Joe Biden when everything really started going downhill, and the cops just kept messing with me and harassing me. I eventually one day I bump into Andrew Sheets. He's showing me all of the tyranny that's going on in Punta Gorda. Let's not even get into Charlotte County, but Punta Gorda with their unconstitutional ordinances. And I'm thinking to myself, you know what? It's free speech. Why not? I mean, what can they do? Then they're harassing me with, you're going to get citations, we're going to arrest you, you're going to fine you, all this different stuff. He woke me up to a lot of the stuff that's going on. And now, little do you know it, if I can grab this right here, I got cited.
Unreal.
$100 for protesting. So, Andy, if you want to take over for me, please do. Since you've been around this probably the longest and have experienced this the longest and I've gone through all of the strings.
Yeah. Why don't you just explain to everybody a little bit, Andrew, like how long this has been going on and a little bit about some of the things you've seen happen. I know it's a lot, but because some people probably have no idea what the situation is even about. So you tell them, please, in your own words.
In my own words, can everybody hear me? We didn't do a sound check.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. And by the way, this works way better than the last one. So you guys have known, I know, I've been doing Cop Watch here for 9 years. I sadly experienced the corruption. That's what opened me up to, just like Lewis said, opened my eyes to the tyranny. And I started doing it with records request. As a lot of people know, I wasn't actually out there auditing. And I agree with Lewis. We should talk about that later because everybody can do it. And it's unbelievable what you can uncover with that. So it started with that. And me and Lewis were talking earlier, too. Even though it's sad that what happened, we got to mention Ian McGuire. It wasn't just me. This was Ian McGuire that started this here. See, there he goes. The armed fisherman knows, man. He was on the street killing it, and then he went to the dark side and fucked it all up.
Sucks.
What
I used to love to watch him.
What a so when he was doing, I was recording record requests. So was he. That's when they banned filming record requests in public buildings, which you guys know I tried to sue them for. Andrew Bondrew, my lawyer, screwed the case up, filed something he wasn't supposed to file, and the case got dropped before it was finished. And you guys know that they're using it across the country. My name is being slandered everywhere because it's not. And then because I got shadow banned, they took Ian out. I got shadow banned. We got the documents to prove it. They're literally striking my shit and taking channels down. And they're literally doing what the FBI did. They're literally calling YouTube, TikTok, Facebook and saying he's a bad man. There you go. The fisherman knows, man. It happened to him too. So they took his channel down. I have over 200 million views, 200,000 subscribers, and it's all gone. And now I get 20 views, 40 views. It's unreal. So after that happened, that's when the fuck Biden flag came out. And we could not believe it. They banned that too. And 2 years ago, that's why I went out on the street. Not only because I was running for sheriff as a joke, but I also, found out it was awesome connecting with people out there on the street. The armed fisherman knows about that. So does Live Free or Die Cop Watch. Going out there protesting, standing up for your rights, meeting people, telling them about, that if you don't stand up for your rights, you will lose your rights. And then, I got ticketed, I don't know how many times, thousands of dollars worth of tickets, liens on my house. Then I sued them 2 different times, one in state court, one in federal court. And because I did that, they illegally charged me, arrested me, and put me in jail for 30 days for free speech on a sidewalk.
Andy, if I can actually jump in real quick, remember you had said it was 4 days after you announced. That sounds like retaliation.
Yes, absolutely retaliation. Absolutely.
Yeah,
retaliation is real.
If I can jump in for a second too, everybody remember too, this is all for free speech.
It is. It's disgusting. It's unbelievable.
No victims. Nobody's been harmed. He's
victimless.
Yeah. In fact, it's a constitutional protected activities we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and what's scary too is, you know, unbeknownst to me, you know, I didn't know I converted Lewis because I knew him not to be mean when he was a Trump cop-sucking fascist, and I told him he was a Trump cop-sucking fascist, and we're not free. And when he took over, I could see right away they're going to try to take him out too. This is disgusting. And then, you
actually, when I had first started, I was shadow banned like crazy. When you looked me up, you couldn't find me.
Absolutely correct. Totally true. Totally true. You can finally find him in the Google search now. And then as the story goes, as we know, they took me out. They're trying to take Lewis out. Then you had the auditor, Sean Berry, and the gang, Yin Yang. I hope he pops in here. How many can you have in here?
We can only have 6, but he will definitely come in here. Yes, he will be back. He will be back.
So then, then you guys know, you know, they popped 2 of them. Catch you later, Yin Yang, just for asking records and recording in a police station where there is cameras. There's case law everywhere you can record. And they arrested them. I mean, Sean was there to personally see it. So they were on a roll, and then you know and I know comes the armed fisherman. Which way? This way. This way. Whatever. Anyways, the armed fisherman comes here, and then he gets guns pulled on him, even though he's been here. How many times have you been here, armed fisherman?
I've been to Charlotte County and Punta Gorda at least on two different occasions.
This time they wanted to take him out.
Yeah,
they literally said if he points that guy, I'm shooting him. Like conspiracy to kill.
And then they say we know who he is.
Knowing who he is, I still want to take him out.
Knowing who he is, knowing exactly what he's doing.
Yeah.
Wow.
If I can say something
all on camera.
Yeah, please go ahead.
About this whole thing, like Andrew was saying, a lot of this started with Ian McGuire. Ian McGuire, he was doing some work, and he was holding the government accountable, and then he kind of went off the deep end. But that's where this all starts. This is where all of it starts. They went after him, they got him. They go after Andrew here.
Correct.
Now they're just like, if we got away with it this far, they're going to continue to go down the route. And I'm telling you, in my situation that day, I was going to jail, and I was just like, hey, go get my property, hey. And if they hadn't gone and got my property, I would have gone to jail for open carry that day. But they knew they couldn't do it, and I think it's something recent about their body cams they've gotten in Punta Gorda. I don't think they didn't have body cams when I first went there, and that's going back almost a year and a half. So I think the body cams there are something new. I don't know if that's true or not. Is it, Andrew?
Yeah, they got them. I think you're right. Like a year and a half, 2 years ago. Correct.
And
yeah, it is very recent.
Yeah, that's the scary thing about all of this is that they knew they had body cams running. They knew that they couldn't. One way or the other, it was going to come out, whether it be mine or theirs. But
and they didn't care.
They
were going to take it to the death.
They were ready. They were ready in 2 different ways. They were ready to shoot me. They were ready to take me to jail. And I'm like, how can you assess something from 100 yards away? How can you look at somebody and say, oh, they're not fishing? I don't even know, because you're like, it doesn't even make sense. From 100 yards away, you can visually see me not fishing. And then when you approach and my hands are up and I'm like, hey, I'm just throwing my Mountain Dew bottle away. Dude, calm down. Something has to happen with Punta Gorda for them to realize.
If I can jump in for a second, too, I'm sorry about that. They know who you were. They know what you do. They've seen your videos before, but yet they still wanted to go after you. And they were plotting to shoot you, too. There was that woke, was it corporal or an officer woke?
Oh, I think it was the corporal.
It was Lieutenant Lipker.
Lieutenant Lipker, I thought that was woke. Okay. But I know
Woke,
there's one of them
he's a corporal. Woke is a corporal. I thought you were talking about the highest one there.
Yeah, well, there's one of them that actually plotted on camera, on their own camera, which they've only had for a year and a half. I'm not sure that they actually have a camera on them, but they were plotting to shoot you.
Yes, that was Woke.
Yeah.
He's the one that just ticketed me.
And the stupid thing is, like, even before all that, he's like, they even say they're like, oh, he's waving at people. It's like, I'm waving at people. Like, how friendly of a gesture do I have?
Shoot him.
Like, it wasn't me. Oh, he's waving his gun around. It's not. Oh, he's threatening people with his gun. He's waving at the citizens that are walking by him. Like, and I was the threat. I was the threat.
Officer safety.
And then,
If you show your teeth, you might be smiling at you might be showing your teeth. That's an animalistic display threat.
Yeah, it's like, hi,
yeah.
I'm here to hurt you. Like that.
My thing is, I want to kind of comment on what the armed fisherman had said. How far are they actually gonna go? Like, are they gonna go as far as like when someone's just standing there protesting? Are they gonna slam them to the ground, arrest them, jail them? And they're not even doing anything.
We've got footage of it.
They've done it already.
Yeah, they already
got footage.
Exactly, they already did it to Sheets.
No,
He was even pushed. He was assaulted by Delgado. Assaulted, pushed, body bumped, everything. And yet he was able to sit here and claim, I was in fear of my life from a 2x2 stick, even though he is an ex-Marine and a 45 ACP. I would love to know how you're in fear of your life.
Delgado is a dog. He's an attack dog for the department. That's exactly what he is.
Exactly.
Yep. It sounds like
here's what scares me is not that he did that, is the fact he got away with it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and they're continuing to get away with it years later. After this has been going on for years.
That's correct.
Yeah, Sheets was letting me know about that, and that's what scares me the most is the fact that they're not being held accountable by the courts. So this goes a lot deeper than just the cops not being held accountable by their own agency or whatever, whether it goes to internal affairs or whatever. It's that the courts aren't doing nothing about it, and they're saying that Delgado was justfully afraid for his life for a 2x2 stick.
But it's worse than that. Sean Berry knows what they did to Catch You Later was outrageous, man.
I'm an eyewitness, and I think that's why I got trespassed, because I'm an eyewitness.
Probably.
Right. And when I saw that video, I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to throw up because someone being slammed who's a disabled veteran with PTSD just for simply recording, exercising a constitutional right, gets slammed, grabbed, and Delgado literally said on camera, you don't get to push me back, or whatever he said. He said back, meaning Delgado put hands on first.
Yeah, you don't get to defend yourself.
Correct. And then you saw what they did to Solo Yacker. That little midget lady was fucking right on his back, man.
Oh, dude.
Right?
Even when they were wrong and they're letting me go, they're like, oh, as soon as I let go of this handcuff, you put your hand on your head. Like, she was giving me directives like, look, lady, like, you're 5 foot nothing. I have nothing against women, but you're 5 foot nothing.
And what was she going to do?
And why they be so little? That's why I wonder why they get so little.
She's a mandatory hire. You know what was she going to do?
Not only that, who is she to give you any legal directives when you're literally not committing any crime? Yeah. They do not have the whatever it is to meet Florida Statute 901.151 to even detain you in the first place or search and seize any of your property. Who the hell is she to give you lawful directives?
Can't you tell he's new because he still believes in the law? You know, because he's like, well, they can't do this. They won't. They're not supposed to do this. You know, I remember those days too. Yeah. They can't. They won't. But when I got in court the other day and I seen a judge that went and look at evidence with her own eyes and would rather hear it talked about, I don't know. Yeah, they're not supposed to do none of this shit, guys, but they keep doing it. And I don't mean that, no offense to that. I'm glad you got that kind of fire and you live free or die. I really am. But it's just, lady, you drop for a minute, please, so Yin Yang can come up. Thank you.
I want to say one thing about this. I learned this from a lawyer.
How you doing, guys?
What they say is that there's the law. Like the law is the law, but when you show up to court, the law is up to interpretation.
Correct.
And that's what we're looking at with Andrew and numerous other people, is that there's an exception to the law, and they're using it until it gets to the higher level.
Correct.
What they do here, they could basically make it up as they go.
There's something called the spirit of the law too. You know, they're using the law against the way it was intended to be used. But here's the thing too: as far as you, armed fishermen, they knew what you were doing. They even admitted on camera before all this unfolded. They knew what you were doing. They knew who you were, but yet they still did it. Why were you in cuffs? See, that's what I wanted. Why were you in cuffs?
And I had to sit in cuffs for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Get down on the ground, have AR-15s pointed at me.
That was pure retaliation.
So what are any solutions, guys, for this place?
They did it to try to scare the shit out of me to the point where I'm going to stop doing this.
Yeah.
That's what I'm starting to understand, is that they did this as intentional to try to, just like I've got a level 4 plate carrier. Like I wear it to Miami, I wear it to Titusville, I wear it to certain places that have threatened my life. I promise you, the next time I go to Punta Gorda,
yes,
I'll be wearing that same. I'll be wearing that because I don't trust them. I can't trust them as far as I can.
Well, they threaten your life already.
I did the same thing. I went a week after you did. I went a week after you did to test the waters. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I was looking for an encounter. I'm not gonna lie, but I went there, and just because I didn't trust them after seeing what happened to you, I wasn't taking any chances. So yeah, I wore my body armor too. So I don't blame you if you're going to wear yours. I mean, hell, I'll go with mine too. I don't blame you. You had how many AR-15s? And then for what you could see at that moment before the footage was released, you only saw 1 or 2 ARs. God only knows at that moment what was behind you.
No, I saw them pulling their service rifles. Like, you can't see it on my GoPro because GoPros don't reach that far.
Correct.
I saw them at the not even at the entrance. It was like on the street level, and they're literally 150 yards away. I see them getting into their trunk, pulling shit out. I'm like, man, this is not about to go well. I'm like, so I'm just gonna stay calm, just sit here, keep my hands out to the side. And they had like a little rangefinder.
Correct.
They had a rangefinder, so that's how they knew I was out there doing what I was doing. They were looking at me, watching me, but they just didn't see my crab trap over the railing. That's the only difference.
And I want to bring that up actually, because there's the thing is, they're just saying, they mainly mentioned, I don't see a rod. I don't see a rod. Do they not recognize that there's multiple forms of fishing? There was actually a form of fishing that Andy had brought up to me where you just catch with your bare hands.
Yeah,
they're doing. That's right.
Exactly. So there's no special ways of fishing to actually constitute fishing. So who are they to say, I don't see a rod, so he must be in violation? How about instead of doing what they did to you, they should have walked up to you and said, hey, man, what are you doing? That would have been the correct way to do it and try to see, hey, how are you fishing?
Observe? How about just observe?
Exactly. That's what I mean, is observe. Yeah. And if worse comes worse, just politely walk up to Mr. Solo and be like, hey, man, how you fishing today? Did you catch anything yet? Be polite. That's how you build a community relationship. Unlike what they're doing now, it's just disgusting. It's like they're trying to scare the people.
They're supposed to be polite anyway. It's part of their policy. It's part of this being a human being to be polite. You're a polite law enforcement, a peace officer. You're supposed to be. You're not supposed to be a commander of a force or something like that, like an occupation force, where you do this, and you do this, or you're going to be in front of a firing squad. That's what
exactly
it's turning into.
Squad.
Yeah, and they were lining the firing squad up for Solo Yacker. Yeah,
exactly. And at the moment that Solo Yacker was there, seeing what was in front of him, my perception was like, oh my God, God knows what was behind him. I can't even imagine what would have been in his shoes, thinking, this is what I see in front of me. What the hell's going on behind me? What's about to happen to me?
Let's
Yeah.
hear it from Solo.
Because at that point, when they're like, hands up, get on your knees, there's 2 more officers that are off camera that you don't see that are coming up.
With weapons pointed at you.
Yeah, their guns were pointed at me.
Yeah.
That's the part that it's like, and I even told them, I was like, you could have came out here in 16 different fucking ways. And for me personally, like you said, you could watch and observe, see what he's doing. You could have sat in that parking lot. He has a Second Amendment right. Just because we don't know he's fishing and we are scared to approach peacefully.
Here's the thing.
What I get at, is that they're scared to approach me in a peaceful manner, but yet they know me. They know I don't get aggressive.
Yeah, here's the thing. They knew you. They knew who you were and what you do. They know that you have never, in years, the years you've been doing this right here, you've never gone out not fishing. You know?
That's correct.
I've never gone out
And it's literally your name. I mean, they know who you are. Your name is literally on your channel, The Armed Fisherman.
Why would he go out there and not fish? I mean, it makes no sense. They know he knows exactly what he's doing. And I see K-Man's in here. We got Gio in here. He's been in here. We got Yin Yang back up here. And then we also had.
I'm going to drop out there. You know, I'm not real good on panels, so I appreciate everybody here.
Thank you, Dr. Sean. And we're going to have a part 2 to this also, because I want to show some footage and stuff, and I didn't have time to edit a lot of clips together. I've had a kind of long week with court and everything.
Solo?
And then with her being on the road. But thank you, Dr. Sean. And that means, Lady Justice, you can come back up now. And you guys
Absolutely. It was great talking to him. I mean, Dr. Sean, he's been commenting on my post. Sheets introduced me to him.
He's a great guy, and he's been working on this too. He's been working on Punta Gorda and other cities. He's like me. He'll work on anybody that needs help. Sully Actors the same way. Yin Yang's the same way. And I'm sure this guy Andy Sheets be the same way. But he's got so much trouble. Plus, he has a job that he can't get time to go nowhere. He's fuck. He's living in a land of tyrants, and so is Yin Yang. He works all the time, and he's right there in this mix too. So it's
right. And I work a typical 9 to 5.
I'm sure you do. A lot of people do, yeah, and that's your civic duty, and we appreciate you doing it.
I get a good 50 hours in a week myself.
Yeah,
well, I know.
I was just gonna say we gotta let Dave talk about what happened to him.
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
Definitely. He just got back, and welcome back, Lady Justice.
Yep.
Well, really not much happened. Y'all seen it. It was just I was reaching for Catch You Later's equipment. It happened to be a cop radio there with his equipment. I thought it was still his at the time. I grab it and start to go out the door, and the cop stops me. Burma, whatever the heck his name is, stops. He says, "Hey, that's his radio." And I'm like, "Here you go." I didn't know, asshole. That thing. But simple as that. I did go see my lawyer today. Last Friday, I was supposed to have motion to dismiss because they have two body cams in the disclosure. They're the they have the 2 videos. Okay, they have those 2 videos, and we're going to do a motion to dismiss, and now all of a sudden they added 2 more videos into it. So my lawyer had to cancel that motion to dismiss. Now, that was Friday, so I went down today to go see him and bring him the card to download it on, and he couldn't do it. So I got to go pick up that new footage tomorrow, and that's as far as we're at right now for me. So it's, again, just more of that corruption that, come on, guy. They knew. They know I wasn't trying to take a communication device away from a cop. They knew I picked it up off the floor. They know I didn't know. You see what I'm saying? So basically, it's more of that, well, fuck you. We're going to get you for whatever we can get you for.
That is correct.
One of
They
those.
know that they can take you for the ride and it costs you money. That right, Armed Fisherman?
Yeah. Did they hit you with a felony?
Yes,
Uh-huh.
they did.
They
Yeah.
I think it's what, 2 felonies and 1 misdemeanor.
Well, no. All right. This is what's weird. It keeps getting okay. This is where it gets weird. First, it was a grand larceny in there. They dropped the grand larceny because I guess they knew they couldn't fight it. All right, so there was 3 charges: the trespassing, the grand larceny, and the keeping the communication device from the officer. Those 3 charges. So now what they did was drop the larceny totally. They kept keeping the communication device, and then they turned the trespass, because they knew they couldn't get me for that, because they never trespassed me. They gave me that, they arrested me for trespassing me after they arrested me, so they knew they couldn't get away with it. So they didn't drop it, but they turned it into the what's that other charge now that I'm still focused on that, taken from the radio shit. Well,
Because you can clearly see on the video, like, you didn't know. I mean, clearly.
Yeah.
You literally said, I didn't know. You handed it back. Because if you were truly trying to take it from him, why would you hand it back?
Well, he didn't even take it off his body.
Who gave Mr. Porter this link? Is that the real Mr. Porter?
Maybe. I didn't know how many you could get in here. I didn't know if he could watch it or he can get in. I didn't know.
Okay. I don't know if you can even get in. I don't think. No, we can't have more than 6. And you invited Big Red too?
Huh?
Big Red too? I can only have 6 in here. I mean, if you want Mr. Porter to come in, that's fine. Lady Joseph can drop down. I'll let Mr. Porter in if you want. If he has something to say on this.
I mean, yeah, just talking
He
about
does
it.
have a lot to say in this.
Yeah, well, I would like Mr. Porter. I would like to have him up here. You want to drop down, lady, for a minute? Let Mr. Porter come up.
Or I can. It doesn't matter if she wants
Okay.
to.
Either one. Now Mr. Porter's gone, and I don't know who is Big Red. Who's that? I don't know who that is.
I don't know.
Beats
Well,
me.
I didn't give this link to anybody. I only sent this link to the people that.
I didn't give it to anybody, but I do
All
know
I did
have
was copy and paste
Big
from my
Red
laptop. That's it.
I didn't give
Hold
it
on. Okay, Big Red, show me your face, whoever you are. I don't know. I don't know who you are. I can't see you.
All right. Mr. Porter dropped off. He's getting in the pool with the girlfriend. So that's
He could come back if he wants. I just didn't have. I couldn't let nobody up. There was only room for 6. I don't mind him. I know who he is, and I wouldn't mind him coming up.
If anybody doesn't know Mr. Porter, look Mr. Porter up on YouTube.
He's the
he's
first
awesome.
one that got me to say facial diaper.
Yeah.
American Amy, real quick. I remember a little bit back, you were asking, how do we fight this?
Yeah, because I mean, people don't know. I mean, we haven't even addressed how this ordinance got started, and Andrew, okay, so Ian was out there, and Ian was kind of a dickhead, but and maybe Ian, I hate that he turned to the dark side, but he probably was just like, fuck it, this shit ain't working. You know what I'm saying? I hate it. There's no excuse, okay?
Right.
Because we can't speak to your level, okay? But you kind of see what happened there, and he, like I said, he was kind of an ass anyway. That was just his natural personality. I like Ian, don't get me wrong. That was just his personality, though. And you push and push and push people.
He went off the deep end.
Yeah, he went off the deep
He
end.
was the deep end fine, but then he just jumped.
He just went too low.
Yeah, he kind of took a nosedive, if I'm going to be honest.
And it sucks.
We got to remember, I was one of the victims too. We have videos of all of it, man. He tried to kill me.
I don't know who this is.
Man. It was,
If Big Red, if you're somebody I know, you need to text me and tell me who you are.
Well, Amy, real quick, though, I actually have a couple of case laws here to actually help battle the ordinances.
Okay,
One thing I could do is I could continue being a thorn in their ass and not stop protesting. So there's that.
Well, we're gonna continue that. People have been doing that. Andrew's been doing it for years, and look what it's cost Andrew. Look what this always winds up costing all of us. I mean, we'd all
Exactly.
wind up going in the fucking hole. And
That's why they're doing it, because the armed fisherman knows they want you to spend the money, man.
Exactly.
Take the ride, spend the money.
I had to
Exactly.
spend the money. Armed fishermen had to spend the money. So this case right now, some of you guys know this case right now. So far with all the,
I don't know who this is. I can't add you unless I know who you are. I'm sorry.
this
Go
case
ahead.
right now has cost 17 grand. It is unbelievable, man.
Right, and you was even telling me that's also, does that even include the $5,000 fine of racked up fines?
No, that's different. That's just the arrest and conviction for free speech.
So up in total, we're looking at the fines plus the conviction. That's $22,000 about ish.
It's worse than that. They slandered and smeared my name all over the newspaper. We lost, what was it, $60,000 to $80,000 worth of business. I'm 57. I worked till 65. We lost 80 grand. They killed my advertising in the best paper we ever had. When you project that money out, we lost, check this out, armed fisherman. Did I tell you this one? Possible 800 grand gone. Unbelievable, man.
I'm telling you, when this shit's all settled and done with, bro, sue for defamation because you have a lot of loss of damages.
Yeah.
Correct.
And that's like somebody was saying, how does this change, right?
Yes.
There are two ways this changes. You have to have a lot of money, go through the court systems.
Yep.
Legislation. Only two ways. You have, as much as I hate talking about friggin' political bullshit, because it's all bullshit. They do what they want to do. The only way you can make them listen is to scream and have money to help do whatever their bidding is. That's the only way to do it. It's legislation.
But he can't use the bullhorn because he gets a fine for it.
Yeah, well, hold on. So look, I can't use a bullhorn to do that, or I'll have to pay $100.
Yeah, and I'm not saying not to take a bullhorn. You can't.
I didn't mean that. Sorry.
No, I'm just joking.
You got to take that sweet approach sometimes to get your message through. Because if you're always just right in their face, bullhorn, fuck you, you're not doing. Sometimes they're not. Most of the time they're gonna be like, "Oh shit, I see it, but I'm not listening to it." You go in, you give them I'm gonna kiss your butt a little bit, and hopefully is that they actually listen. More than likely, they're not.
They're real petty too.
That's the only way. Or you become just like Andrew did. He tried to become the sheriff, and as frivolous as it might have been, I'm not joking.
At least
exactly.
Putting your name on the ballot helps.
It got if your name got on that ballot, or even if it was a write-in,
correct,
it was still scaring the sheriff because he knew that he had a chance to lose. When you go unopposed, guess what? You just sit back in your chair and like, yep, I'm a winner. I'm going to win this. But
I can make exactly.
Somebody talking
and
about
do you remember what they did to me too? That was COVID, which ruined the election for everybody.
A lot of people.
They trespassed me from all sheriff's offices, and then they plastered that all over the newspaper and the TV. Then they trespassed me from the PUNTA GORDA police station and put that all over TV and the paper. It was unbelievable dirty. But so Solo, I agree with you. You got to run for office or change in the legislature, and we got to sue. We got to make them pay. That's the only way they learn.
Only two ways.
Yeah.
Same thing with open carry. I can go out open carry while fishing all day long, but I got to get a legislator that agrees with what I'm doing and saying, well, him fishing, that's kind of frivolous. Most of these people that want to do this, they're probably not going to carry an AR-15. Can they? Absolutely. But most likely, most people aren't going to carry an 8-pound weight just to prove a point. The only reason I do it is because the legislation's completely friggin' skewed, and it's like, we were an open carry state. You took it away. You only give us this exception. So I use this exception, and you're mad. And they're mad about it. They're like, I've got I don't know if this is how much truth is, but I hear Volusia County in the departments, Port Orange, Daytona Beach, New Smyrna are trying to stop me are literally trying to stop me from posting open carry videos. They're talking to lawyers, trying to figure out a way to stop it. Because every time I go there and I expose how bad they are, they get butthurt. Or like when I go to Daytona, they'll have 8 or 9 cops drive by me, and they're like, "Oh, he's doing this on purpose, and it's ruining our resources." No, maybe you should just leave me the fuck alone. I'm sorry.
Hey,
leave me the fudge alone, because that's the end of it. Like, I'm not doing anything to anybody. You know, people are just butthurt. They're like, "Oh, he's got an AR-15. Oh, he's got a sign that says F Biden. He's got a sign that says F the police."
That's correct.
People are if you look at it, the majority of people in this country are majority, we're a bunch of minorities here, to be honest.
Correct.
We have the strength to fight, but the majority of people in the United States are a bunch of snowflakes, and they like the flavored food. Their best flavor is chocolate covered food, and if they like that, that's fine. I don't care. I personally don't trust the police at this point because they know who I am, but they continue to do what they're doing. And I'm like, how do I?
Oh wait, doesn't that make them lose qualified immunity? That's my question. Is because they stated they know who you are, they know what you're doing, they knew you were complying with the specific statute, that they still violated your righs knowingly. Doesn't that completely get rid of their qualified immunity on that?
Is it the rule or the exception? And you don't know which one it is until you go into court, and we'll find out. We will find out. The rule is yes, they should lose it.
Oh, absolutely. Because I honestly agree that qualified immunity is absolutely abused.
Absolutely.
Once again, Terry v. Ohio, the same thing that applies like with the open carry thing. They're trying to use that Terry v. Ohio gives them the right to know who I am. Because I'm suspicious. You're suspicious. Let's say I was open carrying, looking into a storefront, and I did that 3 or 4 times, like Terry v. Ohio did, right?
Right.
It gives them the right to know who I am, and that is a problem too. Qualified immunity, you get rid of that, they're probably going to make a lot less mistakes. But Terry v. Ohio,
they're going to be walking on eggshells at that point.
Allow them to do it. The government will continue to allow it as long as Terry v. Ohio stands. If you get rid of Terry v. Ohio, you are no longer a suspicious person until you've committed the crime.
Exactly.
That's all he was doing, was looking in storefronts. He never committed a crime, but he gave them the suspicion of criminal activity. And that's what I want a lot of everybody to hear this. It's not so much about the crime that you might be committing. It's the activity that you could possibly be breaking the crime.
Correct.
That's where Terry v. Ohio comes into effect.
Exactly. That's what sparks up the interactions and the headbutting of, hey, I wasn't doing anything legally suspicious. Right. Oh, well, Terry v. Ohio, whatever. That's what sparks it up.
That's how they get their foot in the door. And that's how they start to try to identify you. For me, the first
I don't know who this person is, but I'm not letting them up there. So I wish that you might as well just
that
connect.
Big Red, is that who you're talking about?
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Who? Florida Audits?
No, Big Red. Are you saying Big Red, Amy?
Yes.
I don't know who Big Red is.
I don't either.
I don't know him, but all I know is I had seen him in my lives. When I went live, he would be in my chat, the Big Red guy. So if that's the same guy,
have anything to do with PUNTA GORDA?
Oh, I don't know him. That's my point.
I know.
So I'm kind of going with what I'm trying to say to him was, is this I don't know you. I never met you. I have even replied.
Yeah, I've seen him in the chat too. How Big Red? Why don't you put in the chat why you want to join us?
Yeah, put it in chat why you want to join us here.
Okay.
Real quick, Amy, if I may,
gotta either make yourself known or.
Sorry, Ying.
I'm sorry, brother. Go ahead.
Oh, that's my fault. I want to go over a couple of case laws that I did some digging. And that I had found that we could definitely use, like Jan Fisherman was saying, one of the only 2 ways is if you kind of kiss their butt a bit and get legislation, or you go to court. So I did some digging. One of the biggest things that we've been fighting is the shirt ordinance.
Right.
Yeah.
Correct.
Exactly.
Because this U is showing, right, I'm going to get a $100 fine.
Right.
So recently, if you see my videos, I got to censor it. All my signs that Sheets has been letting me borrow. Also, thank you for letting me borrow those signs, man. Let me tell you, they're fucking great. I got to censor them. But I did some digging, and I found Cohen v. California. And the facts of the case are, this went all the way to the Supreme Court, by the way. So honestly, if we're going to be real, whatever else has been said doesn't matter because this is the Supreme Court. This is the top of the top.
Yeah.
So the facts of the case were, you know about Cohen v. California?
Yeah, we already know.
Yeah. Yeah, but the
The guy was wearing fuck the draft. They tried charging him, and the Supreme Court agreed that it's a First Amendment protected activity.
Right, but unfortunately, when you're dealing with when you get to court, you're dealing with local, with Florida law. That's another thing we're going to have. We are all taught all this constitutional law. We're going to have to learn the Florida Constitution, which is about the same. Okay, and also we need state laws. When I was there, they were wanting state cases. So I'm not saying that coin isn't important. It is. They're all important, and case law is important, and the Constitution is important. It's just we're all.
Big Red just texted. I'm sorry to cut you off, Amy. Big Red just texted. He was mentioning about the ATF story that Sheets was talking about. How the ATF came to Charlotte County.
Okay, this.
Wow. I don't know who sent him that one.
I don't know.
He said your name, so I'm not sure if you talked to him, but he said he wants to talk about the ATF story that you had brought to your channel. But continue, Amy, I'm sorry.
The solvent trap.
Yeah.
Yep, the solvent trap.
You're still not letting us know who you are, and I'm going to say
He showed me his face, but it's so far away again. Show me your face again, Big Red, please. And you got to give me a wider shot. Dang.
Anyway,
But another case law that I did end up finding, I dug this up today, actually.
I can barely see your eyes. I can see his eyes. I can see his eyes. What if he ain't got no clothes on?
It's in the chat. I know who he is. He gave me
Okay,
cool.
All right.
Welcome, Big Red.
Okay, Big Red's
How's
mic
it going,
is
brother?
on. Tell Big Red to turn his mic on. Okay, there he goes.
Hello, Big Red.
What's up, Andy? Yin Yang. All y'all. How you doing?
Welcome.
On the solvent trap. You are correct.
Yeah, I texted you before on that.
Sorry, dear. We just have to be careful because I don't want to get porn bombed. But I'm glad you came up.
That's what we avoiding. Yes.
Yes, correct. So, okay, he's gone. Right. I want to add to what Solo Yacker said about them shutting you down. They're trying to, kill him from putting videos up. Did you guys see the plea offer they just offered me?
No.
What?
They literally said, stop all internet activity.
Oh yeah, you called me about that.
Yeah. Right now it's a go-to. A lot of law enforcement, they get certain auditors arrested and they're like, hey, we'll let all this go, but you got to stop your internet shit.
Yeah, bullshit.
Exactly, and because it's stopping the transparency of what's going on behind closed doors, if you think about it.
There was a federal case. There was a federal court case that they were trying to restrict the recording of police that just got denied by the I want to say it was the Supreme Court or a higher up district court. They were like, no, it's their right. If they're out on the sidewalk, whatever said be, we're allowed to record long. If you put a distance on it, people will follow the distance. You say it's 15 feet, I will walk off 15 feet and stand right at 15 feet all day.
And isn't the Supreme Court ruling like 10, 6 feet?
If they walk up 6 more feet, do you have to back off that 6 more feet?
It was Arizona.
It was an Arizona case.
Yes.
Yeah.
They were trying to make it 8 feet. They started with 10. They were trying to make it 8. But any restriction is wrong. And we know what they do. They come up to us. And when they come up to us, then they're going to say, well, he was 8 feet close to me, or she was. They're going to keep pushing us and pushing us. And so that's why it was unconstitutional and it got shut down. And thank God it did.
Yes,
and Big
absolutely.
Red, you're
Thank
welcome
God.
to speak now, Big
Well,
Red.
because they know they'd be fighting this. Exactly that one. We'll take it to court. The courts don't want to deal with that bullshit either, you know?
And you want to know something?
Good judges with the right kind of don't want to deal with that bullshit.
There's one other thing I found out about the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court, they only take on X amount of cases a year.
Yeah.
So if your case isn't on that top level, you get shuffled right back down, and you'll have to wait another year to hope that you get
They
it.
decide which cases they want to take. Yeah.
It's not like, oh, we have to take on cases. There is a decision on how many cases. I'm not going to say it's like. I'm not saying it's like only 200 cases, but they are very limited. They limit how many cases. Supreme Court, not district courts. You've got, what is it, district, appellate, and then Supreme or something.
Circuits.
Like there's different levels.
You got your circuit court, you got state court, federal court, you got all these different types of courts. And then, of course, Supreme Court's the top.
Yeah, and so what Andrew's going through, he's going to be going through a lot of these because if we want change, he can get shut down throughout the whole state of Florida, but he's got to get to a point where somebody's actually going to listen, and it's going to take a 3-judge panel. It's going to take Kavanaugh to decide on this. What they're doing in Punta Gorda is completely against the First Amendment. Whether you're on a sidewalk with F the police, whether you have a sign that says F the police or F Biden or F Trump or F whatever.
And they're not just using it against us either, or people like us. I seen them go get a girl on the beach one day in Punta Gorda for having a shirt that said bitch on.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, no.
I didn't know that either. Holy crap.
I seen the footage somewhere. I don't know. Maybe it was a newscast, but it was in Punta Gorda, and definitely, yeah. She didn't know she was a tourist.
But that's in the Bible.
That's the weird thing about it too, is that the people, we're a tourist state. The people that are coming from wherever, granted, they might not all be wearing F this, F that, or whatever, but there are people that probably could be wearing it. And if they are, how are they supposed to know these ordinances?
That's correct. Very good.
I walked into Broward County at the fishing pier, and they did the same thing. They just sat there and abused me. And then after everything was said and done, they figured out they were in the wrong. And when I'm like, just leave me alone, dude. I don't want to talk to you guys no more. It's like, oh, I made the mistake. We made a mistake. And you're trying to justify it? You can't justify ruining my constitutional rights. And then I'm like, it's like you guys want to arrest me, but I'm not. There's no signage. You have no signage and snow fishing. But the ordinance that you're trying to push on me is about a bridge. It doesn't make sense.
Correct.
Like, if you're going to have an ordinance like that, it has to be plastered everywhere. I mean, you can't. It's like a no trespassing sign. People have to know that they can't be within this certain amount of area.
Correct.
And you have to put them up every 100 yards or every so often so that people know you can't be fucking there or you can't say these words. And it's not the case there, If you ever,
I want to mention what
I also need to say something.
Look up Municode. Look up Municode for your state, and it'll tell you all the stupid ordinances and all the things that you can't do. And you probably won't even know. You'll be like, I can't do that? I didn't know. Municode is like a Google version of all the laws that you're probably breaking every day and you just don't know it.
That's correct. So I want to mention what Solo said, that yes, it is sad. We're not going to win here in Charlotte County. Solo, that's what the appeals lawyer that contacted me, he literally told me, he goes, I know your judge. I know your prosecutor. You're going to win. You're going to lose. Call me when you're done. They knew it. So they knew that we were not going to win here. We got to go to a higher court. That's why also the appeal that we did for free speech in the Charlotte County court, they still haven't made a decision. And that's why when I did the green laser and I had a chance to get a lawyer to go to federal court, I took the chance. The guys that were in state court were pissed off, but then they realized it's good that we're getting in federal because state's going to fuck with me, which is exactly what they did.
And actually, I want to add on to that, Sheets. That's actually why your PO is trying to say, no matter, I will try to find anything to write paper on your ass, quote unquote, so that they can keep you, lock you up, so that you don't make it to federal court, so that the shit gets dropped, and so that you can't fucking sue. They're playing a dirty fucking loophole. So when I tell you, bro, play it safe, play it safe.
I gotta say something to Live Free or Die Cop Watch here.
What's up?
Live Free or Die Cop Watch, your shirt is offending me.
Oh, you're going to call the cops.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Another $100.
You owe us all $100.
The F word don't have nothing to do with it. I'm offended because it's not in the color purple.
Now he's not in Port Charlotte.
Not
like
the color purple. I'm calling the cops. I'm offended. I'm hurt by that, and it should be in the color purple if you're using the F word.
Yeah.
So here's the interesting thing. American Amy, he is not in Port Charlotte, but this could be streaming in Punta Gorda, so he could get charged, right?
We never know where I am.
Yeah.
Right?
Very possible.
Who knows?
You never know.
Yeah.
That's right. We don't know. Big Red could be showing this on a side of a wall like Andy would do with a projector if I could.
You never know.
Right?
And then your ass going to get another ticket.
Andy, you can go fuck yourself, bro.
There you go.
Real quick, speaking of tickets and stuff, I want to bring this up because this is great, and I'm honestly hoping to make Kangaroo Court when I go on October 26th at 9 a.m. Mark it down in the calendars. I am waiting to make them look like a bunch of asses because actually I did want to definitely bring this up.
I'd like to go there.
My ticket that I got for the bullhorn, which actually I did some research and I found Coviello v. City of Vallejo. The Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals has blocked enforcement of local ordinance that restricted the use of bullhorn at protest. December 12th, 2019. So there's that case law. But on my ticket, according to, they did not put down my address. And according to Florida Statute 162.21, they have to. So this makes this an invalid ticket.
Nice.
So when I go,
I hope it works.
They don't care. They're going to nail you, man.
I have a feeling. So when they try to nail me, I'm going to take their asses to the court. Like to the real courts, not their little kiddie playground court where they want to play in the sandboxes and be, Adolf Hitler dictators.
When is that?
What, Kangaroo Court?
Yeah, because I'll go there.
Yes, definitely. Please do.
I'll go there.
So I emailed this lady from the city. Her name is Ashley. I emailed her today.
All the information. Call me. Keep in touch. Whatever.
Absolutely. Right now, they're looking to put me on for October 26th at 9 a.m. So if anything changes, I will let all of you know. So whoever does want to come, please feel free to, and definitely record. I mean, I'm going to be recording myself. So because their live streams are honestly dog shit. If I'm not going to lie. It's okay. I'll just
also you can't do that. Live free or die. You can't do that. You can't record in the courtroom.
Is it
Wait, no. I'm talking the Kangaroo Court, not the actual courthouse.
Oh, magistrates. Okay.
Yeah, the magistrates.
Yeah, it's at the city hall. But from what I'm learning, City Hall is shut down or something, Andrew.
Yeah, so they're making me go to the Military Heritage Museum.
Military Heritage Museum. Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
How can it get even more kangaroo than that? I mean,
I don't understand this. What is this? A place where they hear ordinance violations?
Yeah, pretty much. Yes, exactly. Whether it's because of the fuck, if it's because of a bullhorn, anything that's an ordinance violation, they're going to take you there.
Down the road with the fuck Biden or fuck Trump thing, and they pull you over, and it's this. They just give you,
no.
It's not going to court. You got to go in front of the council city members.
No, what Amy's asking is what is it? And it's called Code Enforcement Court. It's 7 rich white people from PEI.
That's okay. So this is a code. So how are you violating code enforcement when you're not even a homeowner or nothing?
That's correct. They're not lawyers or anything, and they don't even allow the Constitution.
I know they're not.
Oh yeah, thank you, Sheets. Amy, they
We're like
literally
city
have
council
said they do
members.
not allow the Constitution
That's
in
correct.
their court.
See
That's
how
correct.
so the better understanding how they're fucking them down here. Excuse my French. How
That's
they're
correct.
screwing them down.
Yes,
Well, no,
Exactly.
oh, that's
no
correct.
court that can be
Right
ran.
up
That's not
It's not even in a
constitutional.
real court. It's just me or giving them a ticket and you're showing up in front of me and I'm
That's
your judge.
That-
That's how it is.
Well,
I
how
should
do you
be
take
trying
it
to
further
take
than that?
Well,
Right.
it gets worse than that, Yin Yang. They can, if you did irreparable harm, increase it to 5,000 per ticket. And Yin Yang, the only way to get defeat that is pay $400 to go to a real court for an appeal.
This
It's
is crazy.
unbelievable.
This is
Unbelievable.
nuts. So who's going to run
And
for
I'm at
council
the
down there?
point where I'm
You.
honestly dead center, ready to dig into my
You.
savings because this is really pissing me off to the point that it's like I can't even go out and protest without having to look behind my back. Literally, Sheets. Anytime I've gone to protest the past about 3 times, I have been looking behind my back about every 5 minutes, worrying if a cop's going to run up on me.
That's correct. And
All
here's
for
the thing.
literally all for free speech. That's all this is all about.
And here's the thing. You don't know it, but they got people all over the farmer's market watching you, and you don't even
Hell yes.
And they got their little volunteer piggies that they have there too.
Yes, that is correct.
The farmers market in these little towns down here in Florida. I've
Hey,
never
Andy,
seen that like
That's
that.
the crazy thing. You would think shit like
Don't get me
this
wrong,
would be
everybody.
happening in the big cities. No, this isn't some little town, little tiny city that no one really knows about.
Correct. What did Big Red say?
Andy, this is Alex, Big Red. Basically, I was asking, like, what happened to Ian? Like, he was all up in courts and post offices and riding his little mini bike and all the other crap. He's supposed to be getting out soon, isn't he?
I thought he got 5 years.
No, I thought I got 5
I
years.
got
You gotta
5.
get out for a
You got
while.
5
Yeah,
years
but it's-
now,
it-
free
It's
with-
been a minute though since he's been
Yeah,
gone.
no, it's been like almost 4 years now. I didn't know if you heard
Yeah.
anything about that.
Yeah,
In Florida,
He
you
might
gotta
be
do
getting out of good
85.
behavior. You never know. So definitely check up on that.
In Florida,
There's
you gotta
no
do 85. Oh, he's in federal. Okay.
'Cause-
Yeah,
yeah, I know that guy Jerry at the farmers market down the road from me. He's the one that started this and all that. So
That's correct. Yes, he did.
He's
And
called on me multiple times. He's called on Andy. He's called on me.
That's correct. It's not stopping, man. It's bad.
It's getting
Absolutely.
worse. And then that same cop that ticketed, not the one that ticketed you, but the one, the Chowowski or whatever that was talking to you.
The
That's
lieutenant.
the same one. Yeah, that's the same one that I just begged to go home and read the Constitution, which I knew he wouldn't. I done sit there and told him, you know, he's to his face why we keep doing this and we're going to keep doing it and
That's
explain
correct.
to him. And he's like, well, we're under the understanding that this and that. Well, you're under the wrong understanding.
Correct.
And of course, obviously, he didn't read the Constitution, and obviously, he didn't see. I said, I tried to sign before you enforce this ordinance. You should know if it's constitutional or not. But they don't care. They just don't care. They're a different type of people than we are.
They don't even read the ordinance. When I was talking to Walkie, however the hell you say, it was actually the guy who said he was going to shoot you, Solo. The guy who ticketed me for this ticket is the guy who threatened to shoot Walkie. I mean, to shoot Solo, my bad. He came up to me trying to ticket me for the bullhorn. And actually, if you read the ordinance itself, 14-2 that they cited me for, it nowhere in there does it say noise amplifying devices. It says other instruments.
Right.
And so I said, how is this a bullhorn, an instrument? I literally said, is this a drum set? Is this a clarinet? I'm not Mr. Squidward. This isn't a clarinet. So, SpongeBob reference, by the way, but besides the point. So, he said, I'm not going to argue it, yada, yada. He tried saying, don't walk up to my car. I'm like, public property. But so I snatched it out of his hand and I said, how is this an instrument? This is a sound amplifying device. Where is it in your ordinance? Does it say that? He wouldn't talk. He wouldn't answer. So he took off. And that's why I called the lieutenant that you named.
Yeah, that's that little short one, I think that was
yeah, the steroids motherfucker.
Yeah, he was the one that was getting all up on Geo and us in front of the school.
Yeah, speaking of safe
he's
place,
the one that threatened. I wish I would have recognized him. Because he's the one that threatened to shoot Solo. I next time I see him, I'm literally gonna say, "Hey, I'm concealed carry. You're gonna shoot me."
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna say that.
Hey, we gotta take turns here. Big Red was gonna say something, so was Armed Fisherman.
Oh, my fault. My fault.
What was Big Red gonna say?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Give me just a second here. I mean, we keep talking about this crap going on with, you know, safe place. All these guys going in there and doing audits and stuff like that. And you know, Solo is really lucky that he didn't have Lee Cole respond.
Yes, Lee Cole would have shot your ass, buddy.
Yeah, and that was a safe place, and he didn't know the difference between bullets. Like you know, there are blanks, and he actually shot that innocent person at that same location that Yin Yang got arrested, and Geo was there, and all that. That's not a safe place to be.
It is not a safe place to be. That's a great point.
Let me talk about this.
By the way, I got something to add on my case. Sorry, Fisherman.
No, go ahead.
I need to add on to about my case that I forgot to say earlier, but I'll let you go right now. So
yeah, let the Armed Fisherman go. He's been chomping.
Yeah, and then I'll add in myself later.
This is
go ahead.
This is a weird thing. So when this incident happened, I got a call from a reputable lawyer. I'll say he is. He's like, hey, you need to make a complaint to FWC. I'm like, okay, about, you know, the 379 statute about harassment of fishermen. I'm like, okay, no problem. I'm like, take care of that. Call FWC. I'm like, I need to speak to somebody on the high level, like whoever. Give me a corporal, give me a lieutenant, give me the captain, whatever. I get a hold of that person. I'm like, hey, at this point, I don't tell them it's the cops. I'm like, hey, I've got somebody that's in violation, and I got him on video of harassing me, messing with my fishing gear, and harassing me. And he's like, well, we weren't there, so we can't really do anything. And I'm like, and then I said, well, what if it's a police officer and he has video evidence of him harassing my fishing gear and me, putting me in handcuffs? Well, this sounds like something you need to talk up with the state attorney, or you need to talk to the Punta Gorda Police Department. And I'm like,
come on,
bro. I'm like, this is a state violation, and you enforce these violations, and you're not going to do nothing. You're not going to do nothing. And so I go through the ringer, and I finally get a hold of Punta Gorda because the state attorney is like, we can't prosecute them until there's a lawsuit, and then the state will appoint them a lawyer from the state.
Wow.
And then
sounds like a wild goose chase, honestly.
Dude, it was like, here, go to this one. Oh, even if we do have the chance to go after them,
right?
It's somebody else that's going to deal with it. I'm like,
correct.
I'm like, man, this is fucking. And then
almost like collecting on a warranty.
Yeah. So now I'm talking to Punta Gorda Police.
Hey, you gotta go to them. Hey, you gotta go there. Where? You gotta go there.
Hey, you gotta go here.
Literally a wild goose chase, never ending.
Okay,
what did Punta Gorda say?
You get it this way. Go that way and this way, and you'll figure it out. You know, it's like. But so I get all the way to Punta Gorda, and I don't even want to call Punta Gorda, but I'm like, fuck it, I'll entertain it for whatever. So I get on the phone. I'm like, hey, I need to speak to somebody that's higher up on the level. You know, you're talking to dispatch or you're talking to somebody at the low level. I'm like, hey, this is a serious issue. I want to make a complaint. And they're like, oh, what's it about? I'm like, it's about this open carry incident. They're like, oh, all right. Well, we're going to have somebody call you back from a private number. If you see it, pick it up. I'm like, okay, whatever. Private number comes. I'm like, hey, what's up? And they're like, oh, we know about the incident. Oh, they didn't do anything wrong. And I'm just like,
wow. Wow.
I have recordings of this. It'll never see the light of day because guess
Right.
what? They'll try to hit me with another wiretapping, but I have the recording.
Right.
And these are things that are going to be used. I will prove, like, you know, these are the things that, like, we've been talking. It's either court,
Yep.
or it's legislation.
Yep.
We can, and I'm not saying being out on the ground trying to make a change isn't working. It is.
It
Even
is.
from my side, they're learning, but they still want to treat me like this, and that's the problem. Is that we have to. What is so hard about just leaving you alone or leaving me alone? Half the time, if you walked into a government building and nobody friggin' said one word to you, you'd be in, get your records done, do whatever you got to do, in and out. You're done. And nobody gets hurt. You know, you're just, but some people, they got to say something. And then when they say something, they meet somebody that, like us, that knows our rights and says, hey, no, I'm not going to listen to your bullshit. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. And then this whole ring around the rosy thing happens and people get hurt. People get arrested. People go to jail. All this happens. People get fined. People get liens on their house. All this happens because, and once again, there's the minority. There's a lot of people that stand up for the rights. But the majority of people in the United States are a bunch of snowflakes.
Correct.
We run into them every day. It's the guy that's in fucking Walmart that's bitching about fucking, oh, it's fucking two more cents for this piece of fucking orange. God damn it, and makes a big scene. Dude, inflation is a real thing right now, brother.
Correct.
Everything's costing more. And I'm like, deal with it. I know it sucks, but don't buy half the orange or something. Don't go. People just need to be like, you know, it is what it is. I'm going to stick up for my rights. But when there's things that I don't agree with, there's only two ways you can change it. Legislation, lawsuits. You have to put accountability where it is. And, you know,
But that's the only way to do it, and that sucks.
Yeah, and it sucks.
Because they don't arrest, and that's what sucks.
Dude, they
don't arrest them. They don't arrest the ones that violated us that should be arrested.
That's true.
Another point I want to make, bias policing. That's another point I would love to make real quick. I'm glad you brought that up, Yin Yang. July the 2nd, right? So, Andrew Sheets, you've been harassed regarding the signs. That's my apologies. Sheets, you've been harassed by police regarding your signs, your speech, whatever, right? I've been harassed regarding my signs, speech, shirts, whatever. July 2nd, I don't care how you feel about abortion. That's not the point. A group of pro-abortion people on July 2nd came to Punta Gorda, curse words all over their signs, bullhorns, whole 9 yards, right?
Yeah, no fine.
I'm all for free speech, 100%. They would not cite a single person. I tested the waters. I wish I would have recorded this. They said to me, well, they're protesting. I said, well, what's the difference when I protest and when they protest? They said to me, there's one of you and there's more of them. So next time they're coming back to October 8th. Swear to God he said that. But I wish I would have recorded. That's my bad. I have to. I know. I learned my lesson. I learned my lesson. But they're coming back October 8th. So I'm going to test the waters again. I'm good. I have my body cam. You know, let me grab that. I got my body cam. So I'm going to record. I'm going to get it all.
So when it's selective,
yes,
that's when you.
Big time.
Flip it back on them and say, hey, here's another look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cops. These people are like, oh, Ron DeSantis or whoever. They're out there doing it. Nobody gets cited. And
we did that.
That's all you.
I did that. Me and my mom actually went to the police station, brought it up, right? I was recording, and then while trying to bring up the selective enforcement, saying, hey, why do I get ticketed, messed with by police because of this? Or the sign that says, fuck gun grabbers or fuck abortion or whatever. But these guys don't get any police encounters or whatever. Why is this like this? You know what happened to me? I got trespassed from the police station and threatened with arrest.
You did. He
And
did.
that's where I say the
Swear
law.
to God.
But
you're so loud.
he said he had some court information. I want to hear about his.
Yeah, you let Yin Yang go. Yin Yang's turn.
Okay.
Right.
Back to where my case was. See, now I got lost on that. How about I do this? I plan on the ordinance with the free speech, and you guys know about this with the fuck that and fuck that.
Correct.
I don't know
Yep.
if anyone's seen on my Facebook. My sister sent me something, and I think it's cool. I want to kind of make a sign out of it. It has cat in a hat on it, and it says "fuck this, fuck that." I think Andrew, Cop Watch has seen it, and may have seen it on my Facebook. But I want to put that sign out here, and that being said, that's what we're talking about. Where Charlotte County will come along and find me for having the sign.
Can we get a billboard?
Huh?
Can we get a billboard?
Oh,
It's
Oh,
really
that's
cool. You got to look at my
And
page.
they'll never do it. They'll never do it. No way.
We gotta do
That
it.
would
We
be
gotta do it.
beautiful.
Okay, if you got the
But
money, Big Red.
How much? How much we talking? I'll put down $500.
Thousands. It's thousands, man.
2 to 3 grand minimum, and it's a small.
It says,
Is that-
Look at it.
Fuck that. Fuck you.
They're
and your
just gonna
hat.
take it down anyway. It'd just be a waste of money.
Okay. Remember that. What does everybody remember? What is my federal case about? What did I do with the green laser?
Yeah.
I
just-
Oh, yeah.
I shined it on the side of a building, 20
Yes.
foot, 20 foot. It was epic. Fuck you and fuck everybody. And I,
Yeah.
and I got a ticket, and now we're in federal court. By the way, I'm going for depo for that in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah,
We're already at depo.
Andy,
Yeah.
Andy, I had a question. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Big Red.
I sent you that link. Audit the audit or whatever. Brought your case up as far
correct.
as, and then Acura Amanda brought that up
Yes,
over
she
in
did.
West Palm,
Yes.
and I was like, and it seemed like you were pissed off, like about them bringing up as law when it wasn't.
And it's
What
not law. That's correct.
that's what I'm saying. Can you explain on that?
So, okay, so this is what happened. Bondrew is going great. The case was flying, and he filed something he did not have all 4 pillars for, and that's why the judge ripped him a new asshole, because he filed, I think it was a summary judgment, Solo, and you know and I know you got to have all your pillars there for that shit, and he didn't, and that's why the judge ripped him a new asshole, and his suggestion was, you better drop it right now, because Solo, did you know this? They sometimes can come back on you for lawyer fees. They did it to Jeff Gray. So
Yep.
that's why I was like, fuck it, drop it. He literally told me, he goes, yeah, you can appeal it, but I'm going to lose. You know, and at that time I didn't understand, but now I understand that he's right. If he would have appealed that, he would have lost. He would have charged me $5 grand. So the case needs to be finished. We all know that, but we can't find a lawyer to finish the case. It sucks, man.
I just like, I'm going to elaborate more on what he's saying. Not my Bell Harbor. Right now, I've got a summary judgment with Bell Harbor that was filed by his lawyer, because I requested a second deposition. But what happened with my federal case in Miami Beach, the first lawsuit that, it was with a lawyer.
Yep.
Everything was going, and one thing got filed wrong or didn't get filed in a timely manner or something, and then it got thrown back down to the state, and the state was like, oh, if you want to appeal it and take it further and you lose, you're going to pay for not the time that they're doing it, but for the time that they had. For the 3.5 years that I was dealing with a lawsuit, they were going to use that time and the time that was going to come out from the state. So it was looking like a 4-year, if we would have lost, and we don't know if we would have, because it wasn't even a summary judgment. This was just something that wasn't filed in time.
Right.
So that's the thing about and everybody's like, oh, you got a huge lawsuit. Even if you're doing it pro se, you're gonna file it, and then they're gonna give you a list of times that you have to. You've got to get all your discovery. You've got to get this time. If you don't file things in a timely manner, they will stop your shit.
It's so easy for people to say this and that, but it's not that easy.
It is not that easy.
Dude, I'm not a lawyer, and y'all see my depositions. Y'all seen what I've been putting out, and I'm like, I sound like I'm halfway like a lawyer, but it's only because I had all the depositions from the prior lawsuit that I got to use, and it made me smarter. And now that's why, like, I thought, you know, just going out open carrying was going to make all these politicians change their mind about it, say, oh, it's going to be, oh, it's fine. Look, we got this one guy. No. It takes numerous people. That's why there's so many First Amendment auditors, and that's why what's happening in Punta Gorda will be a direct reflection when it changes, and they will deal with it.
And I'm sorry. I said, and what's happening in Punta Gorda is going to happen in a town near you soon.
It is. If we don't squash it, man.
Coming to a town near you.
Yep.
It's going to spread like a freaking cancer or whatever you want to call it. It's a disease.
It is.
It's going to spread.
They take one situation, and they're like, hey, this situation won. So now we can create this, oh, no photography, no this, no that. And you're just like, and it's mind-boggling. And they're using what, that like the audit said, he's using this case law. There was somebody else that used that case law too. And I'm just like, it's not case law. Did it fail or something? Maybe. But guess what? It's still an appeal process, or it's going, and it's not law until the final judgment.
That's correct.
And American appeal, it doesn't matter.
American Amy knows about this. Right now, they're fucking with Acker Amanda using this bullshit case law, which is not case law. Correct, American?
What are you talking about?
I thought you said West Palm Beach is using the no filming thing over there now.
No.
No, she's talking about Arizona.
Inside City Hall, American Amy. Inside City Hall.
Oh, inside City Hall. Yeah, ever since. Right.
The police department's trying to do it right now.
Yes, very good.
What happened was when I was arrested last year, remember we done the mass audit? You were there, Sloyaker. And we went in that City Hall, and they shut it down, and they still haven't opened it up. And he's been to the meetings. We've all been to the meetings to try to get open back up. And Solyaker's been there, and it's still closed. That's been over a year ago. You cannot take a camera in there, and if you want to see somebody, you have to make an appointment, and they come downstairs and bring you back up with them.
They'll send somebody down, but they won't let you go up.
And there's no cameras going inside at all.
And when we went to City Hall, I was like, hey man, I'm gonna bring my vest in. I had my bulletproof vest. I threw on my level 4 plates, AR mags. I'm like, I don't got no firearms because that's the only law. If there's a council meeting, if you go to City Hall and there's a meeting, cannot carry a gun in there. I'm just letting everybody know. But I was like, hey, I got no guns, but I got everything else to go with it.
Correct.
And they were looking at me like, yeah.
And the only reason we were allowed to record that night is because it was a meeting. If you go in there any other time, you're not.
They're doing the same thing here in Charlotte County, actually, too.
No, they're not. No, Charlotte County, in a meeting, you can record. Same thing with Punta Gorda. But
yeah, that's what I'm saying. For example, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you go to the DMV and you try to record, they'll kick you out. But if there's a meeting, that's the only time you'll be able to record.
Now, this is where Solo and Amy are right. That's because the shit started here and it's spreading everywhere. It's
exactly.
Even here, even where I'm at in Fort Pierce, you walk in and they already have a sign that says no firearms allowed. I'm like, dude, you can't restrict.
Wow.
And
I even question them. I don't bring it because I know that they're gonna call a cop. Next thing you know, they'll be like, "Hey, you got any guns?" I'm like, "Yeah, I got a gun, motherfucker." But then I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what's gonna happen after I'm like, "Yeah, I got a gun. I have a concealed weapons permit. I'm allowed to do it." And you're telling me I can't. And then it's a head button thing. And then next thing you know, I'm in cuffs. I go to jail, and then I'm in the court system.
Correct. Yep.
You know? What I would say, I'm sorry to get on this tangent, but for yin yang, I don't know if this happened to you, but I know it happened to me when I got hit with wiretapping for the felony wiretapping. I got DNA swabbed.
Yeah, and that's bullshit. They're not supposed to do that unless you're convicted.
Oh, nope.
Correct.
Nope. Wrong. Arrested for any felony, you will get DNA swab.
Wow.
Yeah, I knew that happened to him, but I thought it was illegal.
Wow.
I really did. I thought you had to be convicted. Because
Nope.
I know part of being convicted, that's part of accepting a felony plea. At least it used to be.
Nope.
I mean, that's got to be against unconstitutional.
I
No,
believe
they,
it's unconstitutional.
I know you do, and I do
I
too.
don't agree with it. But what? And then there's been people who have reached out to me and said, "Oh, you can try to, you can do something like, oh, all these charges were dismissed, and then you have to reach out to the FBI, say, hey, this DNA thing needs to go away." It ain't going away.
It'll
They
never
just
go away.
No, they've got it
go and
now.
say, oh yeah, we took your DNA and we threw it right in the trash. Don't worry, it's gone. It ain't gone.
It's in CODIS, baby. It's in CODIS, and it's not coming out.
That is
At
correct.
this point, it doesn't matter for me.
No, of course.
What
You're not
it
going to go
does
out there and kill
is that
nobody.
people hear the stories of what we're going through and knowing how to not get arrested and how not to get
Yes. Anytime you can avoid arrest, please do, because your rights can be violated without you being arrested.
The second
You know that's funny you
you're-
say that. When the judge convicted me, Judge Bell, he literally said, you can't protest there, but you can protest anywhere else. What did he just admit? My protesting's fucking illegal, you dipshit. What a
Exactly. And wait, another thing he mentioned to you. Remember how he mentioned to you it's your fault why these people committed the crime?
Yes, he said I incited them to break the law.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my God.
And he
Oh,
said
yeah,
that,
that's bullshit.
lady, right?
that
Yeah.
lady with the bullhorn in your ear, that
Oh,
That
she,
was bullshit.
that she could have been
Why
charged
didn't
with
she
that,
why
but
doesn't she have a ticket?
Correct.
she was
Ain't
doing
that heckler's
self-defense.
veto?
That is heckler's veto, and they don't care. Even
Of course they
Delgado did heckler's veto.
Hey, Hebrew.
Exactly.
Hey, PDF. I'm glad you're here. That's something else I was telling them at the beginning of the show, or when we were in studio, there's a lot of people we were mentioning you and Cammed Up K-Man and DC Accuracy and some others have been to Punta Gorda. We were talking about that earlier before we went live, and
Correct.
we're going to do a part 2 to this show anyway. I would like to show some footage, which I didn't have time to put together this week.
Yeah, we definitely need footage. Even
Yes.
my footage of my arrest.
I mean, I can show some, but I think since we got so many people talking right now, it would be better just to show it in the part 2. And, and I need somebody to help me edit shit.
Can I say thanks?
Absolutely.
Thanks
And
for
honestly, I think a good idea, if I may, I think a good idea what to do is to show footage is kind of compile it all into one little compilation of
That's what I want.
Sheets' arrest, Yin Yang's arrest, what happened to the armed fisherman, what happened to
Then
me,
you
what
can
happened
pause
to
and
everybody.
all
It's
that.
like one small
I
compilation.
can edit that for you, not a
Did you
problem.
That would be great. Whoever wants to edit it together for me would be great.
and did you see that?
No way I can be on, but it's like a Monday night, Amy.
I know that.
Live For Your Die Cop Watch's video of him denying him the ID is going viral again. Tell him the website is on now. Live For Your Die.
Yep. We the People University, literally like maybe about an hour ago,
Did his video.
posted me the channel, 300+ subscribers.
Yes.
It's going viral again. It was already at 42,000. Yeah. Now, because of We the People University, it's probably about to double or something like that. And that's my first video ever. Not even 2 months into this, I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers.
Yes, his denial for ID was epic. It was perfect. It was beautiful.
And we can play that. And like I said, Yin Yang, if you want to put that together for next week, that'd be great because I need somebody to help me edit. I'm not great at editing. And
Okay,
this week,
email me whatever footage you want edited, and I'll do it.
Okay.
I would help. I'm kind of mid at it. I would say
Okay.
the two best people at editing, other than the Armed Fisherman, would be Yin Yang and Sheets. But
Yeah,
I know Solo's got a kid, so I would say.
Have you saw the Armed
beautiful,
Fisherman
baby.
video lately? His video editing is awesome. Very, very good.
Make sure you guys throw in John Felix's or Felix, however you say it, his video with Ebor Rob
There's
when they came down here.
Video.
Yeah.
You know what?
The
The thing
one-
about this is, I'm sorry, Big Red. the thing
Oh, go
about
ahead.
this, I don't know how to take somebody else's video to
Okay.
download it into my
Oh,
Power
we do.
Director,
That's
which I
fine. We
pay
know how
for
to
a
do that.
yearly
We know how to
fee
do
for.
that. That's easy.
Well,
Just
maybe-
ask John first
I need
and
to
make
learn
sure
how
it's
to
okay
do
with him.
that.
Yeah,
I'd like to
correct.
get with Cop Watch here sometime, hang out with them and have them show me some stuff on
Do
how to
you have
work on it.
YouTube Premium? If not, you can screen record it, but that shit takes
No.
forever.
No, there's tons of websites. You just put in the YouTube thing and it'll let you download it. It's easy.
Well, you have to show him how because I
Right.
don't.
That is easy.
I'd like to get together with you, brother, sometime and do that.
But you know,
Also,
Yeah,
I
which
wanna say
cop
one
watch?
more
Me
thing.
cop watch or Sheets cop watch?
Cop Watch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yin Yang brought
Cop
up
Watch.
Yin Yang
Live-
brought up
Live
something
free and
that
die. I want to get. I'll be with you anyways. We'll keep in touch. I want to hang out.
Yeah, I
I want to
see
go get the
you.
video on your kangaroo court thing there.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
If anything changes,
Well-
like I said, I'll send the details.
All right, I want to say this about everybody in chat because I haven't really been reading the chat or anything. Hello, everybody. Thank you for anything you've replied. Even Pigman said something to me. Poor Dirt Farmer, Dr. Sean, all kinds of shout outs to you guys. Everybody.
Awesome,
I love
yes.
Cammed Up Caveman.
And all these people have been working on this
Oh,
too.
Live or Die.
I'm not-
Very
I'm
good.
not ignoring any of you
Yep.
guys that are in there in the chat.
Yeah, Rob is dead. Does everybody know Rob was killed? Oh my God.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I hate it.
What happened to that? I thought he committed
saying
suicide or
evil, Rob?
something.
I disagree. I think they.
I
killed
doubt
him.
it. I think the
Absolutely.
police
Who?
got him.
Rob?
Word City Rob.
Ebor?
Yes, he's
Yes.
dead. He was killed.
Nobody even told me
Oh,
until
wow.
like 2
I
weeks.
mean, okay.
Well, who
didn't
did it,
know?
Andy?
Who do you think did it? Who do you think's killing everybody in Chicago? The cops got guns. Think of it, man. They're bringing.
I still refuse to accept that as an answer. You know what I mean?
That's my answer to everything
see
that you
some
know,
proof.
so I'm sticking with it.
I don't
Gotta
know
see some
what
proof
happened to
on
him.
So-
I just
well,
wish that somebody would have told me when he first died. I hated
well,
it, but he
again,
but
it's where you have to
It's
see
okay.
the proof.
Because it was funny as hell when he came to Punta Gorda and he interrupted that meeting,
that
and
was funny.
that was
He
absolutely
did a
hilarious.
great job on
That-
that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't get out of the car that day because my stalker was there, Gary Snow. So
Yes.
Snow was
I
yeah,
was
there.
I think we've all at some point
What's-
had an issue with Gary Snow because my
What-
first
what-
and ever interaction with Gary Snow. Who all knows about the big protest when the sign ordinance first hit Punta Gorda? Who knows about DJ Tabs?
Gary Snow was for the
Me.
big protest when they banned it,
Those
man.
were my first videos.
Yeah, he was one of the only guys that was in support of it, all because you called somebody a Nazi. That's literally it.
So he followed Chuck Bronson.
Yes,
He's
he
followed
did.
Andy.
That's he followed
And I
Watch.
and
Caveman, Cammed Up Caveman has a video of
Gary
No,
Snow.
there
That
too.
shit's funny.
yeah,
Because
Like,
he didn't
what-
know.
he
He didn't
does.
know who he was. That shit was so funny.
Yeah.
You know. He's like,
Caveman was
oh,
down there in Punta Gorda carrying a fisherman pole
Yes.
with the word "fuck" on it.
Yes,
yeah,
Excuse my
to lure.
French
Yeah.
it was beautiful, man. Beautiful.
So what happened to him too,
Well,
Gary
you
Snow?
gotta- you gotta watch.
I honestly have no.
Cammed
Last thing
Up
I saw of
Caveman's
Snow,
video. You gotta
he tried
watch
making
that.
2 videos on me. That
Yes,
was the
he
last
did.
I heard of Snow. He made 2 videos on me and a video on Andy. The 2 videos of me got hit by YouTube because he had posted my address and my name, which goes against YouTube's guidelines.
That's
So
correct.
both of his videos about me got shot down. Now the
And
one of
now we're-
Andy is still up. Other than that, he's been like off the radar.
I don't even protest. I can't. The lawyer said don't because they'll pop me again, man.
Yeah,
The best thing for you,
was
Andy,
kinda keeping me out for a
is
little
just
bit.
stay out of the friggin' limelight right now, man.
I
Yeah.
agree. You guys know they would like to put me on a cross like Jesus, right?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Big
Yeah,
time.
do it to me too.
Absolutely.
Punta Gorda knows they want to hurt people. That's what they wanna
Absolutely.
do.
yes, they do.
Whether it's monetarily
Correct.
or physically, they want to hurt people that
Or
go-
financially.
all of it.
All of it, dude. All of it.
Yep.
They will go after you any way they can if you disagree or if you show them in a bad light.
That's
I won't
correct.
say you can protest all you want, but when you show them in a negative light and they don't like it, they come after you. They do it in ways that you would never think, and that's what the government does. Same thing with the ATF. It's the same thing with the FBI. You piss them off, they show up at your door, and I am still shocked. I'm not shocked, but you know, I walked past Mar-a-Lago with FBI agents
Yes,
right there. Right there at the freaking front door.
I watched that video. I
That
seen
was
it.
awesome.
Yeah, multiple days after the raid.
Yes.
After the raid. It was 3 days after the raid. 3-4 days after the raid. And I'm not going there, but I was coming back from South Florida. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna stop by, you know, whatever. I pull up to where I'm gonna go fishing. There's nothing but news media in the parking lot. They've taken up like 10 of these spots.
Correct.
And they're all videotaping. I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, oh, whatever. I drive by, and then I'm like, I have to walk back a mile and a half to walk past Mar-a-Lago to go fishing. And in this process, you know, cops are passing. I see FBI agents. All this crazy stuff. It was just crazy. I'm just like, uh-oh, I'm on the radar now. Because Palm Beach is like, yeah, this is this guy's name. We know who he is. This is what he does. It's legal, but we're going to put you on the radar now. You know?
That's correct.
I sent that link that I sent that link that
I went and bought a Ring camera. I have a Ring camera now because I'm not answering my door.
That's correct.
even if they know my car's in the parking lot, whatever. Don't care.
You don't have to.
I sent that link to Andy about the ATF coming over.
That
Like,
was a good one.
have you got?
Yes.
Huh?
That was a good link, dude. Nobody
Yeah,
knew
another
about
one,
that
yeah.
ATF thing. Unbelievable.
I saw it on
I
like the
actually have
sub
the
link
last of
or
that,
whatever underneath. That was like Charlotte County. I was like, oh fuck, right?
Yeah.
Have you guys actually contacted this guy? Found out where he is?
In the comments. Oh my god. Come on.
Gary's in the comments apparently. I just got a comment posted up saying that Gary's in the comment by Freedom Girl 880. That Gary apparently is in these comments right now. So
Fine.
I would block him ASAP or he'll take your shit down, man. He's a
yeah,
psycho.
he will get a little mini army of triggered snowflakes to get your stuff silenced. But
Which
and
one
here's the
is
funny
Gary?
thing about that. Yet Republicans are so against censorship, but yet they'll try to take your stuff down.
Yes, that's correct.
That's why I left
Freedom
Republicans.
Girl
They show too much hypocrisy.
Gary.
Correct.
He's a Republican and he wants to censor people?
That's correct.
He is a big time Trumper, but yet agrees with Mike Pence. So it's like, wait a minute. So you're for Trump, who had an election stolen from him, but yet you agree with Mike Pence for allowing a stolen election.
Correct.
Okay, well, we're not here to talk about Gary Snow.
I know, I'm just saying, I know. I'm saying.
So did any of you guys
Yeah, we don't
actually
care about
like
snow
find
blowers.
any of you guys find out about the ATF thing, like who the guy was, or try to interview
Yes,
him?
I personally talked to him for a half hour the other day. He's a nice guy. 35. He does his own thing for IT, and right now the lawyers are telling him to lay low. Eric Friday got him a lawyer out of Sarasota, Arm Fisherman, and when you get a chance, he would love to talk to you, Arm Fisherman. Absolutely.
Okay, I'll talk to any lawyer that wants to talk to me.
No,
Is
not
that-
the lawyer. The guy with the solvent trap,
Oh, the
and he
solvent trap? Oh yeah.
yeah,
I would love to
and
talk to that guy.
Solo, he did it like you said. He did it right. He got the solvent trap. He filled out the paperwork, and then he drilled it. That's why he doesn't know why they're at his house, because he did it the right way.
And that's the only thing you have to do. Let's just say you buy a solvent trap, period.
Right.
A solvent trap.
You can get
as long
those
as you
from
don't
Napa.
mill it out, as long as you don't start putting holes through your solvent trap, you're good to go. Use it as a solvent trap. You put it on the end. You do your cleaning. You're like squishy, squishy, squishy with all your cleaning stuff. It
Correct.
catches all it. It doesn't go everywhere. You know?
Correct.
But
Now y'all are tempting me to buy this damn thing.
Hey, they're not. You can go to the
eBay.
to Ace or AutoZone and buy.
That's what I said.
an oil
Napa,
filter.
yeah, Napa has them.
And you can send a form off to the ATF saying, I want to make this oil can right here a suppressor, and they'll okay it as long as you do it the right way. But the fact that they're going after people because it's coming from the Chinese, and there's an electronic record of it. Anything you buy electronically, at this point, if you are buying anything firearms related, people,
That's right. You're on the list now. That's right.
buy it with cash.
Yes.
Only.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I am telling you.
Speaking of a
it
list,
doesn't
Sheets,
matter
please
if
go
it's
into
trigger.
sorry, Arm Fisherman, just I want to bring this to Sheets real quick. Bring up how you were talking about the LPRs that they got at Punta Gorda now.
That is a good point, and Solo agrees that. So first of all, this is why you pull records, because you know and I know 2 years ago that's how I busted the sheriff with the illegal list of gun owners, getting it from the pawn list. Then the NRA said they wouldn't do the story because we might make cops look bad. How fucked up is that, right? So anyway,
The
Cops are
things
bad.
things that Andrew's actually pulled up, and the fact that there's people that don't want it, and I can't
That's
criticize
right.
them, I'm not just saying, oh, I'm going to take it and run with it.
Yep.
But I understand that he finds things, and he finds them just by saying, I want a record request for everything that this, whatever the fact, and that's what we have to start doing.
That's correct.
If you really want, just go and say, I want a I just want, I want a record of every personnel that has a credit card in Punta Gorda. Every employee that has a government issued credit card.
That is a good
I want
point.
the state.
That is a good
And
point.
then you can actually look and see what they're buying. I did one in Miami. I saw them buying Nike shoes, like paying for friggin' for insurance. Like, I'm like, how are you paying for insurance, but your insurance is covered under the state? How does that happen? Like, it doesn't happen.
Sorry to interrupt. I think more
Like,
people
it's
should
like
do that.
$10,000
So,
government
Arm
bill.
Fisherman.
What?
More people should start doing what you
Pulling
just said.
records, yes.
We all start
absolutely.
pulling those records and start doing it and exposing it.
Well, okay, and this is what Live Free or Die was talking about. So this is what I found at the CISA Web gun range. Arm Fisherman knows about this, so does Live Free or Die. A couple of years ago, they started signing in for the FWC public ranges, and they're keeping that list for years. In fact, if anybody gets a copy, you know where to get guns. Now they have an LPR at the gun range, and they're running everybody's shit that goes in there with the gun.
Tell people what an LPR is. People hear LPR.
That's
but
true. LPR
They
is
don't know what it is.
a license plate reader. These cameras are so good now. It sees your plate. It instantly looks you up on David and all the other systems. And if you're on the hot list, you're fucked. And guess who's on the hot list? Lewis is on the hot list. The minute he went past the one in Punta Gorda that they just put in, they were running his plate.
Get this. When I got the ticket that date, I already had a call on me before I was even set up for the protest.
Because they already knew he was coming.
They already read my shit. Already. I wasn't even fully... They called in saying, he's got a bullhorn. He's wearing this. I wasn't even set up. My body camera wasn't even recording yet. So I wasn't even started. So I'm already on the freaking radar to bust me.
Correct. Yeah, his mom was listening to the radio chatter. They literally, before he even got out of the car, they were already talking about him. They already ran his shit. It was unbelievable. We're asking for all of it.
Oh yeah, we got a good size record request
everybody
going for that. Sheets was just telling me this. The city wants to claim, like PGPD is claiming that it's not theirs.
Yeah, actually, that's interesting. The new LPR they just put off Solo right there next to the hotel down the road from the city hall. They're claiming that's not theirs. It's right on 41. It's on one of their black poles, and it's brand new, and they're claiming it's not theirs. Whose is it?
Right.
That's what I was going to say. Whose is it?
I don't understand like how I don't understand how Lipker is
Yeah,
involved
I'm
in
gonna
like
get one of
all
those.
these videos.
I don't get it either, dude. He's an a
Right?
Yeah,
He's
it's
the
like
worst one.
every fucking video I've seen in the past 3 years has Lipker in it.
Unbelievable, man.
And get this, you want to hear something that'll really piss you off? Lipker's involved with the majority of the tyranny other than Pam Davis. It's mainly Lipker, Pam Davis, and Jimenez. But Lipker makes 6 figures a year to infringe your rights. How does that make y'all feel?
That's correct. Does not make me feel good.
No, it pisses me off that he's taking 6 figures of our tax dollars to say fuck your rights.
So, by the way, the armed
Oh, hold up. Someone commented asking me like this about did they ever threaten to go after my family?
Going to get produced as
Well,
Jimenez's.
I could tell her, I can answer that question for her right there, especially if it says anonymous bitch. I'm going to assume you're a female. If you got kids, I'm going to tell you first and foremost, I wouldn't audit if my kids weren't grown. But it's up to you. They're messing with Ecromanda just because she audits. So
Same thing. Same thing.
Yeah, and actually, did you see the question? They asked if they go after Live Free or Die's family. They went after my family. They went after Live
they
Free
will.
family.
They might.
Have they messed with your family yet, Armed Fisherman? Not yet.
I hold on. I'm gonna make this. I'm gonna say this in the nicest way to everybody.
Right.
Sometimes you don't shit where you eat. You know?
Oh,
Amen. Amen. He's got a point. He's got a point. He's got a point.
The thing is that you guys expose things, and
right.
We always appreciate when we get to expose it, because a lot of times, if you look where you live, you will find it. It's not hard to find. Me, my county has messed up one time, and they leave me alone. They leave me and my wife alone.
Very good.
Thank
I don't
God.
get pulled over. Every time I go into a store and I'm walking whatever, and they see me, they're like, "Hey, Mike, how you doing?" I'm like, "I'm good, bro. How are you?"
They don't do that to me.
For me, what they've done to me and my family, they haven't gone after my family, but what they've done is CCSO, when my mom was complaining about being battered, she got treated like shit, belittled, and had been told, I think the video will show otherwise. They haven't came after my fiance or my kid, but they can come after me all the fuck. I'm going to say this right here, right now, for the record. They can come after me, belittle me, do whatever the fuck they want of me all day. The minute they come after my kid or mess with my 1-year-old daughter, it's not going to be fucking pretty. I'm going to say that right now. Because when it comes to the kids, do not mess with the fucking kids.
But I get what Soul Yakker's saying.
I'll back you up on that one.
Soul Yakker, I get what
Don't
you're
mess
saying.
with the kids, man.
You don't shit in your own backyard, and I took a big fucking dump in my backyard.
Ian McGuire did the same thing.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
And that's why they're doing it to you.
That's
Right.
true.
Where it's like, let's just say Ian McGuire lived where I live, right?
Correct.
And he was shitting there and doing all that. They would probably do the same thing where I live. And that's why I'm like, you know something? They learned, because I've gone out and done my Second Amendment thing with them a couple times after that, but it was always a lot more peaceful than the first time, so they learned.
Yeah.
They haven't learned.
Look who just went live.
That's the thing.
Oh,
they
shit.
have not learned.
Gary Snow's live right now. He just went live. Thank you, Big Red, for bringing that up.
Who?
He's probably
Gary Snow just went live.
Yeah, who cares? Okay.
He's probably restreaming us.
Yeah.
Hey, I want
Gary
Yeah.
Snow went live?
Whatever.
All right,
Yes, Big Red was
We don't
mentioning it.
Hey, everybody that knows me knows that the wife cuts me off at
You're
9
not
o'clock.
worried about the
Okay.
Lord.
Oh, man.
Well, we're going to all get out of here for tonight, but I want to thank you guys, and I'm going to thank Lady Justice. Unfortunately, she hasn't got to be with us the whole time. And we're going to try to do this either again next week or the next Monday. And I would like to get some footage together, though, so we can show everybody a little bit of all of our experiences down there.
All right.
Okay,
Right.
thank
Now,
you all.
real quick, Amy, do you want us to send our information to you, or do you want us to send it to Yin Yang so we can edit it all together?
How about
Send it to me, Mike, and Chop
Hey,
it. Come on,
Live
man.
Free.
send it
Give
to
me a call.
Andrew?
Sure.
Let's
Send
hook
it to me.
up.
We'll talk.
All right,
We'll talk.
perfect.
We
Let's hook
got-
up during the
we
day.
got
You
a
do
week.
editing, then and and
Maybe two.
and I want to hook up with you guys anyways.
And I want to
Get
bring
in
it all
touch
the
with
way.
me.
Right. We'll all talk about it, guys. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I gotta go for now.
Thank you all.
Good night.
Thank
See
you.
All right,
guys.
y'all-
Good night. Thank you for having us. Of course.
All right.
Y'all take care. Thank you.
Thank you, Big Red. Thank you,
Of course,
everybody.
thank you.
Everyone.
Like,
Thank
share,
Thank you, American
subscribe,
Amy.
like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe, everybody.
All right.
Deuces, man.
Deuces.
Deuces. All right. Bye, guys.
Deuces.
Thanks. All right. American Amy, we're out of here. Thanks, guys. Good show.